all-out feud has erupted within President-elect Trump's MAGA base over visas for skilled immigrant workers. Trump is apparently now expressing some support for the H-1B visa program after he had criticized it in the past. This comes after Trump allies Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy expressed their support for the program last week, arguing that high-skilled foreign workers...
What the fuck? Sorry, guys. This keyboard's stuck or something.
...are essential
I love
how
people just try to cut you down industry. In the only way they can.
That had many...
And by just, like, shitting on your name. MAGA. I don't know if we got to slow this
MAGA
down
world furious, claiming the pair were contradicting Trump's immigration policies and his America First philosophy.
Were they really? The whole thing has been just a raping and pillaging.
Philosophy for their own personal benefit. And joining us now to talk...
It's definitely for their personal benefit. None of these politicians are not going to do anything if they're not benefiting. Why would they pass a bill if on some end they fucking lost? I mean, these are the most greediest guys in the world.
Talk about this as MSNBC contributor and author of the book, How the Right Lost Its Mind, Charlie Sykes, and contributing columnist for The Hill, Matt Lewis. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here. And if people weren't paying attention over the holidays last couple of days, this story exploded on the right and is going to have real ramifications going forward. And Matt, in your latest opinion piece, you asked the question, can Trump hold his coalition together? You write in part this. Today, it's MAGA that finds its...
I think what he's doing is that now he's got all of these Avengers and... he's just letting them go out and cause havoc. He doesn't really have to do the work anymore. They're speaking for him.
As the big tent coalition full of internal contradictions. The question is, how long can it last? Holding this coalition together will be one of Trump's greatest challenges in...
It's going to last. It's going to be like glue because these guys are just going to march forward.
...his second term. It's a happy dilemma, but also a test of political skill. Cracks.
Yeah, right or left, goofy as fuck, yeah. Yeah, anyone that wants to be a part of a team, they don't care about the greater good of the system. They just want to fight each other.
Are already showing. You go on to write, a catch-22 of politics is the fact that once you start governing and making decisions, you're almost guaranteed to alienate some of the people who put you in office in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
It requires finesse to manage.
You can't be everyone's friend. You're not going to get shit done. That's why almost Jimmy Carter's like, that personality's cool, but I feel like sometimes it's like you just try to have such a good image for everyone, and he's a nice guy. But maybe some people really are just nice like that and don't have a superseded fucking vision that cuts through shit. But maybe they're just nice people. I don't know. I've always been someone that just marched forward no matter what. If people hated me, I'm used to being the guy that people just are like, fuck that guy. He ruined what we had going.
And finesse isn't exactly Trump's strong suit. But will the coalition's contradictions ultimately tear it apart? Trump's ability to navigate these challenges will define his second presidency. By this time next year, we'll likely know the answer. And Matt, talk to us more about...
We'll see. I think at first the problem is they're trying to do so much and Biden's not president yet. Or Trump isn't president yet. So they're having tons of pushback.
First of all, this schism on immigration that happened here, fill viewers in as to what exactly is going on and what you think it does mean for this fragile Trump coalition.
Like that, they're trying to cut him down, the fragile Trump coalition. That's what... It's easy to fuck with these narcissists because all you have to do is cut down their ego. Really, that's all you have to do because they react to their ego.
Right. Well, so there is this schism, and you've got sort of billionaire tech bros like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy who want to be able to have highly skilled immigrants, obviously, who are going to help work for them or work in the tech industry. And they argue that that would be good for America. for innovation, for us to stay competitive around the world. But then you have folks who have been tilling these fields for a long time. People like Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller, Laura Loomer, who say, look, hey, you know, last time we elected Donald Trump, we were promised he was going to do something on immigration. He did some stuff, but we had all of these establishment Republicans in our way, these kind of normie.
Putting on a show with his kid like it's just another day at the park. Be professional. There's too much show. With him on Twitter and everything, it's too much show. Just shut up and get some shit done.
You know, Rex Tillerson, Reince Priebus, those types around, stopping us from really having a radical agenda, doing mass deportations, building the wall, all of that stuff. This time around.
Fragile bitches? Yeah, they all are. They all are. Because they live in a superficial world. There's no depth to it. So that icing, that covering, it's thin. You can crack down people, guys like this. You don't even have to pass bills. All you have to do is say particular words that fucking irritate the fuck out of them.
They think they're finally going to get to the promised land.
But you have to beware because these people seek revenge. So you have to be careful with that.
And here comes Elon Musk, right? This billionaire owns X, who obviously has Donald Trump's ear. But I think this is a microcosm of a larger problem that Donald Trump has, which is that there is really no coherent MAGA philosophy.
They both have each other's balls in their mouth.
And there are a ton of contradictions. Like, is this the party of
the teabag party,
McDonald's, or is this the party of crunchy RFK yoga moms? Is this the party of values voters?
Crunchy, dude, RFK yoga moms. I love how they're just they're fucking trying everything that they can do to just throw them off and talk mad shit. Oh my God. Because the right says so much shit about like transgenderism too. Like I love this.
Party of
yoga moms are hot? Oh hell yeah. I guess it depends, you know. It depends. Doing yoga is cool as fuck. I wouldn't say all yoga moms are hot. My standards are too high.
Pete Hegseth and Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump, right? So there's a lot of these problems. And we've had this before. FDR had a...
Chat, do you guys think yoga moms are hot?
Big coalition full of a lot of people who you couldn't have put them in a room together. But he had a big coalition, right? Donald Trump has 1 or 2 votes in the House to do anything. And so this is going to take a lot of skill. I don't necessarily think it's... the end of the Trump presidency, but man, is it going to be a challenge.
It hasn't even started. They're trying to create all these fucking hilarious narratives, but it hasn't even started. And don't piss the guy off too much, because he's going to come back like a fucking nutcase. Like, he doesn't have power yet. He's about to have power. Be careful.
I mean, Steve Bannon called Elon Musk a child on Elon Musk's own social media platform over the weekend. That's where things are right now on the MAGA right. And Charlie, in your latest post on Substack, you wrote in part this: it seems pretentious and overblown to call it a MAGA civil war, but the oligarch versus nativist furor that broke out over the last week over immigration.
They're trying to call him a fucking oligarch too, like oligarchy, but it's always been an oligarchy. The difference is that Elon Musk is funding it, and he's the face of it, and funders don't usually show their face.
Race and visas was real, and it was spectacular. The angry skirmish exposed a fundamental divide over a core issue for MAGA, and it's likely a preview of...
He's childish? Yeah, he is childish. I do agree. It's like he's having fun on X that he didn't get to have when he was in high school.
Coming attractions. But the fight was also a reminder that irony is good and truly dead. after spending hundreds of millions of dollars supporting a candidate who lied about immigrants eating cats and dogs. The neo-MAGA tech...
I actually saw a video about the immigrants eating cats and dogs at the place that he said that they were in. Where did he say? Illinois or something? I can't remember exactly, but there were people that are like, yeah, there's all the cats have gone missing. I've seen people pick them up. So, yeah, weird shit is happening. I don't think he's... Yeah. I mean, people are coming from different countries. They do different shit. There's different culture. Eating cats and dogs places sometimes is, or in some places, is 100% okay.
Seem genuinely shocked to discover that the fear and loathing extends to their immigrants. And Charlie, talk to us more about this. There was such a sense of anger and outrage and betrayal, let's say, on the far right, particularly some very loud, influential voices on the far right who couldn't believe that Ramaswamy and Musk were taking this stance. Ramaswamy kicking this off with a lengthy post on Christmas Day.
Crazy.
Trump tried to stay out of it for a couple days, it seems, and then he gave an interview to the New York Post in which he offered at least some soft support to where Musk is hurting.
That's what's happening is all these guys are driving it, like I said, and Trump will come in when there's an issue. He didn't have that before. Not
his
like
base. What do you make of what's to come next?
Well, I mean, look, on one level, there's a power struggle.
This is so leftist and biased
going on inside of MAGA, but on another level,
MAGA.
This is a substantive.
They can't say
it.
It's like a witch's name.
Dispute, which is inevitable in a populist movement that is now dominated by billionaire tech bro elitists, and that's going to show up in a lot of issues. Look,
he's not wrong. They are billionaire tech bro elitists, without a doubt.
A lot of the MAGA base has been motivated by the fear of immigrants and resentment against immigrants, foreigners, taking jobs that they think that Americans should have. And here comes Elon Musk and saying that, there are not enough Americans. Americans are, and he endorsed the word retarded, are just not smart enough.
He endorsed the word retarded? Did he really? I got to look that up.
There are not enough Americans. Americans are, and he endorsed the word retarded, are just not smart enough or not skilled enough to take all these high-tech jobs. We need to import foreigners.
Oh, my God, he did. That's mad funny. What? He said, he told Steve Bannon, fuck yourself in the face. Holy shit, Steve Bannon's going after him. That dude just got out of jail, bro. Like days before Trump won. I don't know if Trump is with Steve Bannon or what, but it's saying that, let's see this. Dude, Elon Musk is used to getting his way. What does it say? Elon Musk's war on MAGA has gone nuclear after the billionaire CEO blasted his social media users' comments about H-1B visas Friday. The former Trump chief strategist Steve Bannon called him a toddler for his response. Musk liked a post that asserted Americans are too retarded to fill the country's tech workforce and supported the idea that top roles should be taken up by better educated people. Also, people are having a problem because he was an immigrant and they want to cut off the immigrants and all this shit. Like, so it's starting to feel like a immigrated invasion opposed to getting rid of the immigrants. It's confusing. It is.
Like me. Well, clearly, that's going to cause tension in MAGA. This is a campaign that was based upon fear of foreigners coming in and taking your communities, your jobs, your women, all of those.
Yeah. Yep. And guess what? The foreigners right there.
Things.
Musk is retarded. I wouldn't say he's retarded, but I don't think he's good socially. That's why he needed to buy Twitter. He needed to find some way to actually feel relevant socially and like he had a voice. So he posts on the internet now.
And so these latecomers,
And he
Elon
wanted to
Musk
own
and
it.
Vivek Ramaswamy, really have very different value systems. I think they have different agendas than the MAGA base. So this is going to play out over a long period of time. Now, right now, and to no one's surprise, Donald Trump is siding with, the billionaire tech bros. But the base is not going to change its position on immigration.
Hey, guys, there should be pushback on Elon Musk. He needs to double check his shit. Like, we aren't cars or robots. We're human beings. So check him at every angle. Every politician needs to be checked with every fucking move they make, no matter if it seems good or bad. Make them go back and rewrite it.
And sometimes, ideas have consequences, but so does racial demagoguery. And I think what was really extraordinary was watching how shocked Elon Musk and some of his buddies were to find out that
it didn't work for them. Good. They've been getting their way, and they've been using the internet to do it, not real life. Politics and the government hasn't caught up to that. It's still old school.
Many of their new MAGA allies are, in fact, pretty racist when it comes to Indian immigrants. And it seemed like they were shocked, like, wait, we were supposed to be afraid of those immigrants. Now you're coming for our immigrants? We didn't mean that.
Yeah, and this also is far from the only tension point on the right now, because this Friday, House lawmakers will vote on whether or not to re-elect Mike Johnson as House Speaker. Following last week's government funding bill,
is he going to get it, chat?
Which passed the House with more Democratic than Republican votes, Speaker Johnson's candidacy is very much in peril. Already, Johnson has publicly lost the support of one Republican congressman, with
he's not going to do it. They're going to totally get someone else.
Multiple others saying they are unsure if they will back the Speaker.
He was hanging out with Trump at the football game, though.
And if, as expected, all 215 Democrats oppose him, Johnson can only afford one more Republican defection. So, Matt Lewis, let's get your thoughts.
He hasn't been in there for too long. Maybe a year.
On this. Trump has also seemed pretty content to let Johnson twist in the wind. We know he was unhappy with the CR that eventually was passed because it didn't address the debt ceiling. He talked about that again on Truth Social last night. Though Trump has not publicly called for Johnson to...
Well, 2 hours ago, he endorsed him. Trump did.
Be ousted. There are all kinds of reporting. I've heard this too from Mar-a-Lago, where he is deeply unhappy with the Speaker.
Really?
Yeah. Well, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be crazy. Look, if I had to bet, I think
they're good at manipulating the news. The left is. That's all they do. They lie, and they manipulate the news. They're good at making people look stupid, like they're on some moral high ground. Because the left is like, think about it, lefty-loosey, like loose, righty-tighty. They're conservative on the right. They have their values. Their strategy is already laid out. They have a way that they do things, and it's conserved in a conservative manner. The left is wild. They're pushing for transgenderism in jails, cut off genitals. They're wild. I don't have anything against them. I'm just saying the sides are so different on how they go about. But the left can shapeshift to all these different things. Conservative stays very basic.
Johnson probably survives this time. Remember last time Matt Gaetz was really gunning for, Kevin McCarthy. So he had an agenda, a personal motive.
I watched that live. He was like waiting for the last vote or some shit, and then he fucked the whole thing up. They were pissed at him. He's always a bad guy.
take down McCarthy. I don't think that exists right now against the current speaker, Mike Johnson. But he is in a very vulnerable position. Sure. Nobody wants the job. I don't think anybody else can get the votes. That's probably why Johnson maybe survives this one. But I will say this, as opposed to the visa debate and the visa schism we were just talking about, I think the real problem Republic
Gates is weird as fuck. Yeah, Gates is a weirdo. He's a party boy.
Republicans are going to have does have to do with Mike Johnson, and it's going to have to do next year when it comes time to like fund the government or raise the debt ceiling. Because with the H-1B visa controversy, you could possibly elide that, right? You could tell Elon what he wants to hear. Meanwhile, Stephen Miller could limit the number of visas, or you could make some changes on the margins and avoid directly confronting that issue, at least for a while. When it comes to whether
the left will refuse to work with the right. They just want war. They do not want, they hate the right with every fucking fiber. So they will lie, they manipulate, and it's hard to find, when you're an honest person, strategies that go against deception. That's war. So you sometimes have to play the game.
Or not you raise the debt limit, that is a very public thing. And so I don't think there's any way to avoid that controversy, which pits, again, another civil war, a different one. Republicans, fiscal conservatives like Representative Chip Roy, who want to cut the debt, want to cut the deficit, want to rein in the budget, and they want to keep the debt limit there as a reason to revisit this every once
guy looks like a weasel anyways
in a while, versus Donald Trump, who would like to see the debt limit just go away because he is the king of debt. So that I think it is maybe not this week, but this is a coming attraction. Stay tuned for more on Mike Johnson.
Charlie, isn't this really going to come down to
oh, dude, man, he's skinny. What's that guy's name? I was going to call him Al Roker.
Sooner or later, and I predict sooner, a battle between the true believers on the MAGA side and those that are doing transactional politics using the MAGA base, including Trump himself and Elon Musk and others. Because I think and I've seen this happen on the left, I think that they misunderstand or mistaken that some of the people that are out there with them really believe in this stuff against foreigners, against people of color and all. And they're kind of just doing whatever they think will get them to wherever they want to achieve. Isn't this going to come down to that? And it could come to a head as early with Mike Johnson in the speaker's race. Certainly it's going to come down to when we deal with H-1B.
It sounds like some sort of form of STD.
Yeah, it's going to come down to a lot of different issues. In fact, I think you're going to see this on issues of international trade, on the
we're going to start to actually see Musk wither away a little bit. This shit's going to really bother him. He's have so many fanboys, but fanboys might start turning against him and everything. When you get involved with politics, it's a whole nother era.
Tariffs, on the spending cuts. You have a lot of you describe them as transactional. You know, many of the members of the business community and Wall Street are on board because they want certain regulatory changes, they want certain tax cuts, and they're telling themselves, well, Trump doesn't actually mean it, say, with the tariffs. Okay, so Ramaswamy.
So many empty threats by Trump and promises too.
And Musk are going to propose all kinds of draconian spending cuts, but that's not really going to go anywhere. Well, at some point, you are going to have a conflict because the true believers know that they have a limited amount of time to get their agenda through. It's probably going to become relevant at some point that Donald Trump is a lame duck, and so the power struggle is going to be very, very real.
Oh, for sure. And dude, he's going to start telling Musk no, and Musk is going to get his panties in a bunch. I dedicated all this time. He might quit.
And for the true believers, They think that they may have a 2-year window to get
We'll
everything
threaten
done.
them with leaving.
The transactionalists, I think, are going to be surprised to find out that they bought into something that is somewhat different than perhaps they expected.
Yep. Switch and bait. It 100% was a switch and bait situation. So whether you're a Republican, Democrat, whatever the fuck you are, check your politicians, even the ones you voted for. Don't you want to make sure they're doing, say if the, like a TV show, they said it was going to be on at 9 o'clock and they're not on? Come on, man. Don't fuck us in the ass. Trump. I'm going to title this video here. I'll make the cover photo. Trump, it's going to be called Trump Fuck Me in the Ass. Trump fucked us in the ass. That's what you'll find this on YouTube. Look later today. It'll be uploaded.